we are in Gene Key 41. It is transiting right now. Why am I excited? Because some of my most favorite people are born under this energy, and specifically have birthdays on the day that I'm filming this, so it's really just fun and exciting. I meant to do this before, but let me pull up the daggone dates on when exactly this transit's happening. I love to use the app Triple Flame for all things Gene Keys, especially with the transits. It's a really nice way to keep track of it. January 21st to January 27th, so we're in the fourth line right now today. January 25th is when I'm filming. Nearing the end. So as you guys may know, we only go up to 6 lines. So on the fourth line, making our way downtown, walking fast, faces pass, and I'm homebound. So the 41st Siddhi is emanation, the 41st gift is anticipation, and the 41st shadow is fantasy. I have my handy dandy, trustworthy Gene Key Bible. It is the book written by Richard Rudd. It is a glossary of all the keys, and it breaks it down in detail by shadow, gift, and city, and it is spectacularly written. It was, I might get this wrong, but I feel like half a decade or a decade it took him to write all this. And it shows. Each key is a work of fucking art. I mean, the amount of research, the depth of information, the language, the religious references, the historical references, it just like must have taken so much incredible energy and time. Big fan. Okay, let's get into a little nugget about the shadow. So the shadow of fantasy. Interesting, huh? Because this isn't a likely sounding shadow in my eyes. Fantasy has, in my eyes, been seen as a beautiful thing in the sense of stories, a negative thing in the sense of romance. Chasing romantic fantasies leads to demise. Something like that. That's not a quote. That's something I literally just made up. Okay, let's get to the text though. Because of the ancestral weight carried by this shadow, it has a deep connection to human appetite and energy. This deeply uncomfortable pressure coming straight out of the 41st shadow causes us to literally hunger for a better future. By the same token, it has connections with eating, not eating, and depression. The distortion of the 41st shadow can lead to all manner of weight problems and energy problems, from chronic fatigue to hyperactivity. All of these issues are ultimately rooted in the mind and its ability or inability to fantasize about the future. This shadow constantly shuffles between the dream of being full and the urge to be empty. When the gauge reads empty, you fantasize about being full. Whether that means dreaming of meeting your perfect soulmate, having lots of money, or devouring a bar of chocolate depends upon your individual mind and conditioning. Conversely, when the gauge reads full, you can sink into heaviness in which you feel weighed down by your past and your experience, and you have the urge to purge. Now, the repressive nature of this shadow of fantasy is dreamy. The reactive nature is hyperactive. The repressive nature, dreamy, is escaping life through the dreams. These people have an agenda that is dictated by fantasy. They really do not live in the real world. Whatever you say to such people, they will interpret it through their dream. Such people do not actually want to fulfill their dreams, but are addicted to the inner worlds created by their minds. They are governed by deep-seated fear that doesn't allow them to have proper human relationships. This dreaminess often presents as a kind of lethargy that gives rise to the gradual breakdown of the energetic systems within the body, in particular the vascular and the digestive systems. The only way for the people to break out of their mental cycle is to begin manifesting their dreams on the material plane. And the reactive nature, hyperactive. The reactive nature of this shadow can be a sheer bundle of nervous energy. Oh, excuse me. Late night Phoenix Diary. Let's hope that's the only yawn. These people are always ahead of themselves, being absolutely carried away on the fuel of their dreams. This kind of nature inevitably leads to burnout as the power of the fantasy they are trying to bring into the world outstrips the limitations of the material plane. Their insatiable hunger drives them into deeper and deeper problems, whilst placing enormous pressure on the nervous system. The inevitable breakdown of such a nature is often highly dramatic and destructive for anyone else involved. The hope for these people pivots upon their ability to allow others into their inner life and relinquishing their one-pointed obsession with manifesting their dream exactly as it appears inside their minds. It's insane how mental this energy sounds. And I'm just going to give a few highlights from an amazing blog that I'm going to link up to of expressions of the shadow in very practical terms. Daydreams a lot, constantly thinking about an ideal future, but struggles to turn those dreams into reality. Might feel a constant pressure to be happy, and this can lead to chasing after desires that never seem to be satisfied. This person may find it hard to focus on the present moment, frequently swinging between fantasizing about the future and dwelling on past regrets. There's a tendency to get stuck in the mental patterns, becoming addicted to hopeful dreams rather than taking action to make them come true. Finally, the shadow of the Gene Key 41 can also manifest as challenges in managing appetite, energy levels, and dealing with issues related to leadership. That's my dryer. Okay, the gift, anticipation. The 41st gift has a single genetic agenda. It is always attuned to the next evolutionary energetic grid that is waiting to descend into form. Behind it are hidden the blueprints of evolution itself. Which blueprint is picked up depends upon the level of frequency and the person's cultural conditioning and geography. We pick up different blueprints in different places, and as our frequency rises, the more details we see. Premonitions sometimes occur to people when their body receives a sudden surge of frequency through a shock or through being in a particular place with a very strong morphogenetic field. Most occult phenomena are the result of sudden electromagnetic surges through the 41st gene key. These impulses are often misinterpreted when the surge quickly dies back and the shadow frequency regains its grip. Uh-oh. Excuse me. I think it means we're done with that. I'm going to read some of the nuggets of the gift expressions of the 41st. Because it's my show and I'll have it ran like I want to. It's also 11 o'clock and I've been going to bed really early, so this is a late diary. With a natural drive for growth and seeking new experiences, this is a healthy expression of the 41st. They become more sensitive to hidden information in the world, like having a sixth sense. This sensitivity allows them to pick up specific insights and foresight about the future. People with this gift often have a knack for leadership as they build on past experiences and have a keen ability to anticipate what's coming. They might be visionary, capable of being creative and insightful ideas into reality. When operating at a high frequency, they can tap into a source of inspiration, almost like downloading beautiful and genius creations. In the realm of the body's functioning, they might have an intuitive understanding of how to influence and positively impact their own DNA, leading to a sense of personal empowerment and the ability to reprogram their cells for well-being. I always do this, and I just caught myself doing it. So annoying. Anyway, love, self-acceptance, that is my gene key, my life's work. Okay, 41st Siddhi Emanation. It is called in the book the Ouroboros, which I absolutely love. It is the serpent eating its tail. One of my, actually this was my first tattoo. It is a beautiful bracelet with the triple moons, waxing moon, waning moon, and full moon. And the full moon I had designed as an Ouroboros, snake eating its tail. You might not be able to see that on camera, but trust me, it is there. Let's stick to the blog for this one. The Siddhi of the gene key is called Emanation. It's like tapping into the source code of the universe and understanding how everything is deeply interconnected. This city is often compared to a black hole, pulling everything towards it and reducing it to nothing. It represents the ultimate source of everything in the universe and triggers a spontaneous process known as enlightenment. Emanation challenges our conventional understanding of experiences and heightened states of consciousness, rendering them meaningless. It's a state without agenda or evolution of consciousness. The person embodying the city faces a dilemma as their state is challenging to communicate, and any attempt might be misinterpreted. However, their presence can evoke a profound longing in others. In a unique twist, the 41st city is described as being absorbed back into the void from which it emanates, much like the eternal serpent of consciousness endlessly devouring its own tail. Can y'all tell why I was so excited about the 41st? The Ouroboros has been an extremely potent symbol for me. So potent, it was literally my first tattoo. It broke that threshold of conditioning that I didn't want to get ink on my skin. You don't put a bumper sticker on a Bentley. And then I realized I was a unicorn, so slay. They may exhibit a profound sense of inner peace and contentment, having transcended the need for external validation or evolution. Expressions could also include they may seem content and uninterested in conventional achievements or heightened states of consciousness, finding meaning in the simplicity of existence. Ultimately, a person embodying the city of the Gene Key 41 has stepped off the wheel of constant seeking and evolution, finding a profound sense of fulfillment in the present moment. For a second there, I thought I didn't hit record. I wouldn't have done it. I would have just went to bed. I would have been like, you know what? Wasn't meant to be. Let's not force it. So, beautiful key. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful key. I love this Gene Key. I love seeing it most expressed through my friends who have this Gene Key in their life's work. I just think it looks so beautiful on a person who's embodying it really well. I find it to be extremely attractive and playful. It brings the presence of my 20, which is my life's work, into a fantastical now expression. It just is really a fun combination. Highly, highly recommend partnering up with people who really help your life's work be in its best expression. So for me, it's those with the life's work key in the 41st, and many others, but that's just one that's present for us all right now, and it's one that definitely I'm very grateful for. The 41st has had an extreme impact on me through my beloveds that I know that have this key. If you have this key, be aware and mindful, like a hunter in the night, looking for those fantastical symptoms of not living in the now and instead focusing on what is to come or what you would like to manifest, instead of being here and enjoying what you're creating in this moment. And that is our challenge, because we are taught as well to live from the mind and to make plans and to focus on goals. And then what's more is the spiritual community is asked to manifest and be specific about their manifestations and write it down and meditate on it and pray on it every day. And we have to be vigilant to not fall into the fantasy of that as well. Richard says in the transmission for this week, speaking on the 41, make plans and then hold very lightly to them. If you want to see God laugh, make plans. I love you all. I hope you enjoy this 41st, and I will see you tomorrow. Mwah.